Hello, hello, hello. It's Mystical Monday. Welcome back. I am your guide, Dr. Dawn, intuitive guide, that is, and spiritual messenger. And tonight we're going to take yet another spiritual journey on a concept that was given to me, downloaded to me from Spirit to share with the collective. But before we get to that, we must first get ourselves in a place of alignment, get into our peaceful place of existence and being so that we can be open to receiving all of the information and downloads that will come through on tonight's live, okay? So let's get into our comfortable position, get your chair, get on the floor, lay down, do whatever it is you need to do so that we can get our chakras together collectively as a group before we embark upon this journey, okay? So get comfortable and let's close our eyes and let's get to it. All right, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale out. One more breath in. Exhale out. And sit with it. As you sit, I want you to relax your entire body. Relax your shoulders, your arms and hands, legs, feet. Allow all of the energy to surge through you from the crown, which is above your head, all the way down to your feet hitting the ground. Feel the energy flowing from top to bottom. Keep breathing. As you're receiving the energy flowing through you, let's surround ourselves in a bright white light. This white light is divine light, energy given to us and for us by the divine. Sit in this white light as it surrounds you, forms a circle all around you of protection and light. This is light and love from the divine. Feel it. Allow it to surround you, hold you in its arms. We feel all of the energy. We feel all of the light. We feel all of the love. Breathe in. Exhale out. Chakras are aligning and connecting. You're now open to divine guidance and love. Allow the light that is around you to continue to encompass you. As we now watch it fade. As I count to 3, we will open our eyes when I get to 3. Full of love, full of light, full of divine energy. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. That feels so good. Wow, feel a little bit lighter. How about you? We always need those to get us together. Oh, let me get this. This is going to drive me crazy. Okay, you guys. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful mystical Monday. Let me turn off the music. Okay. We are going to kind of tackle some of the energies, the shadow energies that are on the planet as a result of the frequency shifting, okay? Shifting to a higher vibration, okay? I want everyone to understand as energy shifts upward, you're going to sometimes feel like you're being pushed downward, okay? It's part of the natural flow in terms of energy, okay? So when we feel this pushing downward, this heaviness, if you will, it can sometimes cause us to move in a direction that we have difficulty moving out of. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. So when things happen beyond the veil, that is pertaining to spiritual things, they happen beyond the veil before they actually affect your physical being. Case in point, we're all spiritual beings in these human bodies, correct? And so as spiritual beings, we have spiritual things happening to us in our lives before we see the actual visual effects in our physical life. We know this as manifestation, or in a lot of areas, we look at it as like synonymous with the law of attraction. Basically, what we put out is what we get back, and how we're using our energy to try to manifest the life that we desire. But let's dig a little deeper into that and realize that what we put out into our energetic spiritual field or network starts to take momentum and motion before our actual physical bodies sees it happening. So I want to make sure you're clear on that, because the next thing I'm going to talk about is a little sensitive. I have to talk about, or I will talk about, the concept of suicide, or the thoughts of wanting to like no longer be here, or just halt your existence during this time of evolution. Okay, this was a download given to me during a walk that I had that was much needed for the collective. Now, you may not be having these feelings, but you may be associated or around or come in contact with someone who does. And so this information is relevant because we're all going through this period of evolution, which is going to hit us in different ways at different times. So what may not be relevant to you now may be relevant in the time to come. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's talk a little bit about suicide. Okay, we're not going to talk about it from the religious perspective that we've been conditioned and taught, that if pertaining to, we're going to say the Christian religion or Catholic religion, like religion, suicide is a no-no, right? You will be thought to be going to the place of hell if you commit suicide as it relates to that particular religion. We're not going to look at it from that. We're going to look at suicide from a place of energy, vibration, and frequency. Okay. So when we talk about someone who has thoughts of suicide or no longer wanting to be here, okay, which stems from a core place of probably depression and sadness, which is where it usually starts. And then it just kind of evolves into some bigger things, right? When we talk about those feelings that we get, we know that they are a result of us vibrating at a low frequency. Those portals back there on your chakra system are vibrating very low, which are causing or triggering this energetic response, AKA your emotions of wanting to no longer be here. There are quite a few individuals right now who are choosing not to be here anymore on a soul level because their frequency is not responding well. Their vibration and frequency is not responding well to the downloads that are coming to this planetary grid at this time. Now, remember, the first thing I told you guys in this live was that as the frequency and vibration goes up on the planet, a lot of us are going to feel pushed down. Because why? Our lower vibrational energies in our subconscious that we have not dealt with, that we have not healed, that are coming up for transmutation and healing are going to be met with this higher frequency. And as a result, it may cause a pushing, because we're not aware. A lot of us are not aware of what is happening, that these energies are trying to come up to be healed, and they're constantly being pushed down because of the high frequency. So if you're not aware of this, you can't meet these feelings halfway and try to heal them. Okay? If you're not aware, the frequency is just going to continue to push until it literally pushes you to a place of no longer being able to cope. All right. Now, there are some souls and some people, I want you guys to understand this. When I share information with you as the collective, when anybody shares information with you as it relates to spiritual concepts, we're coming from a place of our understanding and our experience from the information that was given to us. Okay, so for someone who is experiencing these lower vibrational frequencies right now and are feeling as if they don't want to be here, know right at this moment, we are not at the same vibration and frequency. That's not where I'm flowing right now. So you may say while you're watching this, this doesn't resonate with me. And it may not, because we're on two different channels. Okay. So I want you to keep in mind the information that you have that I'm giving you may or may not resonate, but it may be a seed that is being planted to assist you in kind of ironing out and detangling all of the things that are happening to you at this moment. Okay. All right. So with that said, let me keep going. I'm going to keep stopping and prefacing, because you guys know I thank you guys for the comments that say you love the fact that I'm teaching. I try to break it down as best that I can so that there is no corner left unturned. All right, so let's keep going. So as these frequencies, these higher frequencies are coming and meeting these lower frequencies, and if you're not aware, and it's pushing you down to a place of depression, some instances illness, some instances severe mental and physical kind of ramifications, and you don't know what's happening, you don't know anything about this whole evolution or this whole frequency vibration shift and all of that, and it's happening to you and you have no way out, subconsciously, remember, you guys, all of our souls, we're all here on assignment. We all decided to come during this time of evolution to contribute and assist in some way. If you're not aware of that, if you're not in that place of being, if you're not aware of the signs of what you're being guided and pushed to do, you may feel as if you don't want to be here. There's nothing here that is benefiting you at this time. Now, this is how you feel. This is how you perceive what's happening. Not that it's a good thing, that you're kind of feeling this way, because you're being forced to deal with things that you're holding in internally, that you've been suppressing, pushing down, and causing like harm to your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's a good thing, actually. But when you don't see it as that, remember, a vibration is a state of being. As you think, so you vibrate. This is Abraham Hicks who stated that. We love Abraham Hicks, don't we? And so if you are giving in to these vibrations and frequencies of lower, heavy, and resistance, and you're magnifying that out tenfold beyond what is being given to you, then you start to create that in your reality. And so for those people who are not unaware, and they're feeling like they have feelings of, I can't do it, they have no way out, they're opting to leave. Now, when I say opting to leave, let me break that down. You guys have, and this resonates with those of you who believe in a higher self, a spiritual team, if you believe in God, if you believe in the Holy Spirit, or any being or entity beyond the veil, okay, that is assisting you in your journey here. As you continue to radiate, magnify, project feelings of not wanting to be here, guess what? Your soul contract gets revisited, because you're all here on contract. You're all here on a contract you agreed to fulfill while you're here. Okay. But guess what? You got free will. At any minute, you can say, oh, nope, time's up. Don't want to be here. Ready to go. See ya. You can do that. Okay. And so as you vibrate that, and in some instances, a lot of you are interacting with your soul team in your sleep state, in your dreams. You are actually communicating with your soul team and group, basically saying how you're feeling during this time. And for those who are not feeling as if they can make it, some are asking to exit. Okay, so you will see people now who are like suddenly out of the blue passing away. Out of the blue, just out of the blue, nothing wrong, just out of the blue. Okay. Or you will see people start to decline gradually. Like, it starts with one thing, then it's another, and just you can see the slow downward spiral of their health, because energetically they're going down, 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 and they are not in the state of wanting to move forward to a place of being, I don't want to say feeling better, but being more in alignment with healing, inner healing. Okay. And so I want the people who are watching this, who are in a place of depression, in a place of sadness, in a place of grief, because you've lost a loved one. And a lot of you don't want to be here anymore because you've lost a loved one and you don't even see why you need to stay here. Don't, you guys. Don't allow these feelings, this vibration, to stay with you long. I want you guys to realize this vibrational frequency is a result of what's coming into this grid. All right. Understand and look at things with a different perspective, a different way of being. Okay. If you're in a place of grief because you've lost a loved one and you feel like you can't go on, I want you to change that perspective to, I'm still here. I am still here because there's something I am supposed to do here. That loved one is no longer here with me in this physical place of being, but is beyond the veil in my spiritual place of being, in a spiritual place of being, assisting, helping, guiding, and being with me as I continue to navigate until my journey ends. Okay. Understand their physical body leaving is not the end. There is a reconnection. There is a let's uh meet up again and chit chat once my time is over. This is only a temporary delay. That's all it is, a temporary delay. You must finish your assignment. Okay. And that's not to say that everybody who's leaving here now is leaving because they don't want to be here. No, that's not it. Some people, some souls are leaving because they just can't take this frequency anymore. This frequency is like not aligning with them so much that it's causing so much turmoil and discomfort that they just can't take it. Okay. Now, I want you guys to also understand that death is the extreme of how this frequency changes are affecting people. There are some lighter things that are happening in your day to day that are occurring as a result of this frequency shift that keeps happening. The one thing I shared with you guys on my social media was that you're being guided towards a period of detachment. Okay. We've been talking about detachment now for over a year. Detach, detach, detach. Let go, let go, let go, let go. But the more this energy comes, the more the need to detach becomes at the forefront of your reality. And so every time we bring up detachment in another way, shape, or form, because at each level of your understanding and awareness that keeps going up in your evolution, you start realizing detachment is more than what you originally thought. So now we're in a place of detaching, but not just detaching from the obvious, people who you don't like or people who, don't mean you any good, but detaching from those characteristics that you have normalized, but are big contributors to you feeling the need to stay attached to people. Okay. One of those is the feeling of wanting to be needed. Okay. A lot of us are carrying that. We've carried it for our entire life. We've seen those before us do it, especially as it relates to family. We want to be the go-to person when somebody has a question or they need something done, or they may need a loan, or they just need. We like being that go-to person. Okay. But guess what? That is attachment. That's detachment. That's attachment. So that's a concept, not a person, but a concept. So detachment also comes in the form of concepts, not just actual people, but concepts that are in your life. So feeling or needing to feel wanted is a big concept that most of us have. You got to move away from that feeling or need to be wanted or liked. We got to, because that's a big attachment that is happening right now. So as these frequencies come in, you're going to find yourself being in positions where you're going to be forced to detach. Okay. So for the example I just gave you, like, let's say you're the one in the family that people go to for advice. Okay. And it's to the point now where it's not serving you any good. It's not serving you any purpose, because you're putting energy out, giving all the advice, but none is coming in towards you, and it's draining you. It's actually pulling you down to a lower vibration. So now that this new frequency is coming into the grid, you may now be put in a situation where you can no longer give advice, be it because you're too busy, be it because you're no longer geographically present to where all of the people are that used to come to you for advice, be it where you're in a position mentally or physically where you can't communicate like you used to, but something's going to disrupt that whole attachment pattern. Okay. The universe, AKA God, is stepping in now during this evolution, because we're getting the opportunities to kind of detach on our own slowly but surely. But as we continue to hold on, energy is going to present itself to cause you to let go, or to push you to let go. All right. So attachment comes in different forms besides just people. It comes in concepts. I just gave you one concept. Another concept that is very common that leads us to attaching to people is the feeling of not wanting to be left alone, or not having people in our lives, which is abandonment. Okay. That's a big one, a big one. And you guys recognize the people in your life who have those issues, because they literally only come to you when there are issues. And if you don't acknowledge those issues, their presence gets more and more and more, because they're afraid you are letting go, and that scares them. Okay, so I'm talking tonight from a different end. Usually I'm talking from a place of you being the one that is giving off the energies and the situations that need to be healed. But now I'm trying to make you aware of people who are coming to you, who have these issues, but you're not aware, and you keep entertaining this, putting yourself in a place of repetitive cycles and self-sabotage. So now you're being asked to detach from some of these concepts and people, because now you have to start being aware that it's not you sometimes with it, it's them, but you got to recognize it in them so that you can detach. So getting back to the abandonment, there are a lot of people who have these kind of issues. I gave you one example to where they only come when they need or want something. Okay. Now, don't look at it in terms of money, because some people think it's just that it's not money. It is anything. It could be just hearing your voice, just knowing what you're doing, just knowing where you are, keeping track of where you track of where you are. All of those kind of things is a latching on. It's a, I got to keep you in my energy field because I can't let you get away. And in some instances, that's okay. You know, people can be looking out for you, but you got to look at the two-way street. Okay. What is it that you are getting? And what is it that you're giving? If there's an equal match in the flow, okay, then no need to detach. But if there's not an equal match in the flow, detach. Okay. All right. So concepts, you guys, are being now put in front of us. Not just making people stand out, but the concepts of what is allowing us to hold on and stay attached are now coming to the forefront for us to start being aware, so we can start detaching from these things. Okay, let's move to a different thought process. Let's talk about our attachment to, like, health and wellness. This is one that you may not even be in tune to. So have you noticed, you guys, that a lot of us are on this cyclical kind of thing of like health and well-being? You know, we're trying to lose weight, we're trying to eat right. A lot of us are going vegan. We're doing more healthier kind of things, right? Be aware, start to be aware of the consistency of you doing these things. Are you doing these things from a place of trying to get something in return? Meaning, are you becoming a vegetarian because you want to lose weight? Okay, I'm just going to try to think of something random. Are you trying to do it because you want to lose weight, and you keep going up, down, all around? You start, you stay on it for a little bit, then you go back, then you guys, you're attached to something. There's a detachment needed there. That's why you can't keep this pattern up, and it's cyclical. Are you attached to the concept of eating and being vegan just to lose weight? Because that's never going to work. That's not going to work at all whatsoever. Okay. You're being asked now to go deeper, to see why you don't want to eat meat anymore. Like, why are you trying to do this whole thing? How does it relate to your spiritual and physical well-being and changing and evolution and moving you forward beyond just losing weight? Okay. We're being asked to detach from our previous way of thinking in terms of things that we do in our lives to quote unquote cause us to evolve because they haven't been working. So if you have things that you've been doing that have not been working in your life, you now have to detach from the concept or reason behind you doing these things, because now you got to change something full circle. You got to look at it with another set of eyes or a different perspective. So we're now being asked to look at things in our life that are repetitive, cyclical patterns and see what thought or concept are we attaching to during this that is causing us to go in circles and circles and circles and circles. And we need to detach from that concept and move to a different idea. So with the example I just gave you, I'm going to use it for me because that's the best example I can give you. Becoming a vegan just to lose weight is not it. That didn't work for me, okay? Because you don't actually lose weight by becoming a vegan, because you can eat just as many calories and just as much fat without meat, okay? I had to go a little deeper, and just so you know, a point of reference, I'm not a vegan right now. I am a vegan, as I told you guys, on certain days. I may be a vegan on Tuesday, but eat a little meat on Wednesday. So this is what I'm talking about, you guys, in terms of detaching from my way of thinking. I took that concept that I originally was operating from that wasn't getting me anywhere, and I moved that to the side. So I no longer look at being a vegetarian as a way to lose weight. I'm now looking at it as a way to keep me clear and decrease the toxins that come into my body, so I can be a clear and open portal for the downloads and information that I'm receiving. Do you see how I detached? I detached from that previous concept. Now I'm in another way of thinking. And so although I am not a vegetarian 7 days a week, I am now getting more aware of how much meat I'm eating and how often. And I'm slowly changing the frequency and quantity of my meat intake. So you see? So we're detaching now. Spirit is now giving with this energy and frequency, you're getting a whole new perspective on how to change how you were doing things before to get the results that you need by detaching from your thought process that was keeping you in the pattern. All right, you guys see, detachment is deeper. It's deeper than what we originally perceived it to be, because we weren't at this frequency we're at now. So every time this frequency increases, our thoughts and our perspectives and how we understand concepts will change. Okay, because we're evolving as beings. We're trying to get to that light body. We're trying to get as close to our spirit body and being as possible. So it requires us to do some things, make some changes, change our perspectives, and see things in a different way of being as we get this information downloaded to us. Okay. All right. So detaching, big. All right. We must, that's in the energy, that's in the frequency right now. Gave you some examples of things that may be appearing and occurring in your life so that you'll know why they're occurring and how to respond accordingly, so that you can assist yourself in your evolution. Now, how do we, remember I said, as you think, you vibrate, okay? So everything centers around your thoughts. Surprise, surprise, right? Every time you think of anger, sadness, fear, discouragement, you set the vibration in motion, okay? Every thought has a frequency. And so during this time and of our evolution, it is to our benefit. Well, it's always been to our benefit, but now more than ever, because now that we're more connected and we got higher frequencies, these thoughts and vibrations start to go into motion quicker. I always tell you guys, when you realize you're in that place, move yourself out of it real quick. If you have to count, if you have to start looking around the room, naming things to change your frequency. But with our thoughts, we have to look deeper into what is causing our thoughts. to be the way they are. They're not just coming out of nowhere. They're coming as a result of things in our physical reality that are bringing up our subconscious, hidden, energetic, spiritual, lower vibrational things that need to be addressed and healed. So let's talk a little bit about what is influencing our thoughts. The first thing being the company you keep. We know this, right? The people around you influence your vibration on a day-to-day basis. Surround yourself with happy, positive, determined people. Let me tell you something. What's a big turnoff for me? If somebody tells me that they can't do something because it's too difficult, it's hard, it's going to take too long, that's a big turnoff for me. Like, I have no place for that in my energy field. That tells me where you are, where your frequency is. I'm not there. So I have no point of connection with that type of talk because I'm aware of where that talk comes from vibrationally, frequency-wise, okay? Some people may decrease your frequency when they're complaining all the time or when they're very pessimistic. They never see the positive in anything, okay? You may not be there, but being surrounded by that quite often, you may find yourself chiming in just to either be polite or to keep the conversation flowing. Remember, the company you keep influences your thoughts, which then influences your frequency. So mindfulness and awareness regarding that is imperative because you don't have to keep this company just for the sake of being polite. You don't have to do it. You've never had to do it. You don't have to keep this company just for the sake of keeping close family ties and being related. You never had to do that. You still don't have to do that. Be mindful, be aware, and respond accordingly. That response can be a simple remaining quiet, or that response can be limiting the amount of time that person has in your energy field. Okay? Because remember, we're all down here working on ourselves. Everybody's a work in progress. We're all working on it. So you're no better than the other, but you are aware of the boundaries that you set and what you will and won't allow vibrationally into your energy field because you don't want to sabotage yourself. You don't want to stop your evolution just to pacify, assist, or give in to someone else's. All right. Okay, so we got the company we keep that influences our thoughts. The other thing, the next thing that influences our thoughts is music. Ha ha ha. Music is powerful. Do you guys know how powerful music is? I know most of you are like, oh, I listen to my high vibrational frequency, music, and I use it when I meditate or when I'm sleeping, and that's great. That's good. But I want you guys to listen to whatever you want to listen to. Like listen to secular music, listen to whatever gets you going and moving. You guys, I listened to Beyonce's Renaissance album because, I'd heard so many people talk about it. Oh, it's demonic. Oh, she's a witch. There she goes again with, doing all of that stuff that she does. She has a single called Church Girl where people in the church were talking very negatively about it and the influence and effects that it'll have on the masses and just so on and so on and so on. So I said, let me listen to this Renaissance as I worked out. I listened to the entire thing. Let me tell you guys something about Miss Beyonce. I don't know Beyonce, but let me say this. There are so many downloaded energetic light codes in her album, in all of her music, that you'd have to be at the frequency she's at to understand it, to get it, to receive it, and to resonate with it. That's first and foremost. She had 2 songs on there. I was working out and immediately during one of them, I got so many downloads, I had to sit down because it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And the synchronistic pattern that happened when I listened to her song, I was in the middle of working out, exercising. I got a download, got a vision, got overwhelmed, started crying because I was feeling so good. And right at that moment, her song said, "You've just been paid in energy." Synchronistically in tuned at that moment. And so I knew her album is at a frequency that everybody ain't at. And so you can't resonate with it if you're not there. That's key. People will call anything that is not familiar to them, that they don't understand, they will call it bad or wrong, only because they don't have a place of reference or understanding for it. You know, I've heard people refer to her as a witch. Let me tell you something about witches. Witches, as I told you guys before in previous videos, are master manipulators of energy. That's all they are. They're specialists in how to manipulate energy. We all would want to hope to learn how to manipulate energy, because that's what it takes for you to function on this grid. That's what you guys are doing every day when you're trying to manifest. That's what you're doing every day when you're trying to heal. You are trying to manipulate energy so that you can get to a place of divineness, your divine place of being, who you are, the divine spiritual being that you are. And so when I say music is powerful, and let's put that word witch way over here, I'm going to say Miss Beyonce, when she says alien superstar, that is exactly what she is. She has chosen a journey where she is placed in front of the collective, okay, to assist in the evolution via music. That's her assignment. That's what she chose to do. And so while we all have our assignments here, when someone's assignment is at a place where the collective is not, it will always be scrutinized. You've seen that in history. You've seen it in history. So when I say music is powerful, you guys try to stay away from music that makes you feel sad or makes you feel abandoned or talks a lot about death in a way that is not comfortable to you. If it indicates betrayal, anything where you feel your energy, your vibration moving, shifting, pushing downward, stay away from that. But if she says, and I'm going to give an example with Miss Beyonce, since I listened to that Renaissance album, honey, if she say, drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty, and you want to drop it, then drop it. Who's to say that that is wrong? That is not wrong if you feel good. If it makes you feel good and you are doing nothing but pleasing yourself, you're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting anybody by doing, then do it. Quite actually, people give twerking has such a bad name to a connotation with it. Twerking is a release of energy. You want to clear your sacral chakra. You want to clear your solar plexus. You want to like get grounded and clear your root chakra. Twerk and move that energy around, because it's the best energy movement that you can do. And so that's what I'm talking about, you guys, about being aware of the evolution that we are here now. We are not into what this person says, that person says, and that person says is right or wrong for us. You are now in a place of determining, feeling, knowing, and planning your existence, your experience here based off your soul and your soul's experience and awareness, your soul and your soul only, nobody else's. Okay. All right. So we talked about music. We talked about thoughts. We talked about the company you keep. Let's talk about what else influences your vibration and frequency while you're here. Your environment, of course. Home or work, that's where you spend most of your time, right? Home or work. What does it look like? What does your home or work environment look like? Is there clutter? Is it disorganized? Is it just dirty? Is it dirty? You don't realize, but all of these things play a part in your vibration and your frequency. You know, I used to do home care and I would go in people's homes to do therapy. I could tell where people are vibrating based on what their home looks like. Okay, you got clutter everywhere, you got garbage everywhere, it's not clean, it's not tidy. Guess what? Your outward projection is what's going on inside of you. That's what you look like on the inside. There's no way that you are in a high place of being and frequency and awareness and everything around you is cluttered. Doesn't work like that, okay? Your outer environment and life is a projection of the inner. So if your outer looks or feels as if I just said, guess what? You better look at you, look at you and your place of being, because you would not be able to exist in an environment that is not conducive with where you are energetically. Same thing at work. Okay. Disorganization, clutter, all of that would not exist if you were not vibrating at a frequency that indicates that's okay with you. Okay. Another thing that influences us is our words. Influences our vibration, and our thoughts are our words. How many of you complain a lot? I mean, even if it's, oh, why is she driving so slow? Or why is it raining all the time? Or just anything, just complaining about things that you don't even have to comment on if you don't need to, but you just do. If you find yourself complaining a lot, or you find yourself speaking badly about people, like just often, or in a way that you wouldn't want nobody talking about you, take a look at your words. Because again, you guys, your words are reflecting your vibration. Okay. We're not perfect. There are going to be times where you say things about people that aren't the best. But in that moment, be aware of it, clear it up, say, oh, why did I say that? Shouldn't have said that. My fault. Pull it back. But be mindful of the words that you're doing, because your thoughts are affecting your vibration. Now, you guys, these are all things that collectively influence your state of being, your frequency, your vibration. We talked about in the beginning about those souls that no longer want to be here. Well, you just don't get to that point in one moment. There are things leading up to that, signs that you get from yourself that are showing you in your physical world that may be on the horizon. Because remember, as things start to be created beyond the veil in the spiritual realm, they start to show themselves in the physical realm. And so before you leave this earth, before you die, you get indications in the spiritual world that it's coming, or that it's leading you in that direction. Because I worked in healthcare, I've been exposed to many people, elderly people, who almost intuitively always knew that their time was coming. Okay. And they were always kind of in preparation mode, planning mode, things like that, because they felt it. And that's energy that they feel. They feel that the energy is moving in that direction. Okay. And so sometimes, even when people die accidentally out of the blue, we all may think it's accidentally, the person, they had like, why did this happen? It was no point of reference for it, but we don't know what energetic guidance or intuitive insight that person had prior to them leaving. Do you understand? So what may seem like a total fluke to us on the outside, that person themselves may have felt or known or intuitively experienced something that may have let them know that it was on the horizon. We just may not have known. Okay? Because why? The spiritual energy created beyond the veil starts the momentum, and it moves until it comes to the physical. So you always have, well, not always, because some people, like I said, die unexpectedly, but more often than not, you get spiritual kind of intuitive insight as to where you're functioning and why you're functioning that way, and how to move in a different direction to help move yourself to a place of feeling more aligned. Okay, that's the one good thing, that when it comes to manifesting or creating things in our physical life, that it has to happen in our spiritual life first, and then kind of meet up with us here. So we got time to kind of get things together and plan them out or manifest them the way we would like to, because they have to manifest in the physical realm first, beyond the veil, and then meet us here. Okay. So I want you guys to know, many of you who are experiencing deaths of loved ones, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual things that are happening to you in your life, or even thoughts of wanting to like not be here or not continue this journey, or how can you go on, or just feeling heavy. I want to encourage you, while this is not a therapy session, and I am not a licensed therapist that can give you mental health advice, I want you to understand and realize the energetic influence that is occurring here on this planet. And I want you to have this stored in your soul. Put this imprint. This is imprinted in your soul now, because you've watched me, you've heard me. I want you to know this energy is going to flow, and it's going to flow and move. Okay? And that you can move with it. Don't allow it to push you down to a place of non-existence or not wanting to be here. You asked to be here during this time. You have a purpose and a role. You are evolving, whether you realize it or not. It doesn't matter how fast. There is no speed of evolution. Just you being aware that you're evolving is evolution. So you're here for a purpose. Continue to live out your purpose. Coming here is a privilege. Your soul being chosen to be here is an honor during this time. All the souls didn't get to make it here that wanted to come. There's a long line waiting to get here on Earth during this time, because this is an exciting time for this planet. Many other planets have experienced this. Many have gone through it. Many would like to be here while we're on the cusp of going through it, but you were chosen. Always remember that, okay? All right, you guys, this was a little heavy tonight, but it was heavy, but I hope it was uplifting, because I don't want you guys to be pushed down so far that you can't get back up, because you can, because you are pure light. You are divine light. This is your birthright to be in your highest level of being. You were created for this. You can withstand and handle anything that this earthly plane throws at you. You just have to know it, believe it, and walk in it, okay? All right. For those of you who are new and are watching the replay, or you don't know me and you're watching the live, I totally forgot to say my name in the beginning. I am Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger on assignment to deliver messages to the collective during this evolutionary process on this planet. If you guys would like to have a one-on-one with me, one-on-one coaching session, please visit my website at www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of the platforms as Discovering Your Inner Light. Please, if this information resonated with you guys tonight, or you found it helpful in any way, please like, subscribe, share this video so that it can get out into the algorithm to those souls who would benefit and would receive the assistance that they need during this time. It can only come as we work together collectively through this matrix of this algorithm and move this programming in the direction that it needs to go in to evolve this planet. Because remember, we're all in the matrix because we came here. This earthly plane is a quantum matrix. We know that. We all chose to be in it, but we are not of it, because we are divine, evolved spiritual beings that are well aware and equipped to navigate here through our divine light. Okay. All right. Until next time, I'll see you guys next Monday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube at Discovering Your Inner Light. I am also on Instagram. I was on there last Thursday night. doing live coaching sessions. My Instagram is Discovering Your Inner Light. I do those Thursdays, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure if I'm doing it this week, but you must subscribe or follow me on Instagram so that you're aware of when these things happen and you can either watch or volunteer to get a free coaching session. So in any respect, I'm here to assist you guys. All right. I hope this has been helpful. You guys have been great. Please leave me some comments or questions in the chat. For those of you watching the replay, please leave me something to let me know you watched it. Thumbs up, whatever, however you want to do it. And just let me know that we are all in this energy together, evolving and moving forward. Okay. Until next time, you guys take care. And you could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be with me. And I am so grateful. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.